I couldn't help but mention it's 9/11 when we started this video. Hey, when I looked at Stairway to Heaven just briefly, I'm on the initial page, but next to it was Strawberry Moon. And that's the, so it got me, I got a copyright claim from, I guess, from all the Sharky's Machine stuff. They made it public. They just said you can't monetize. So, which I don't monetize. We don't make money here. Stairway to Heaven in Gematria could be very interesting though, Michael. What do you think? But it's Strawberry Moon is right next to it. It gets me thinking about these moons. So I wanted to take a look at the moons specific, because he does come up through a full moon in I Pet Goat. And Trump was born on a full moon. So now you're looking at the full moon in Cancer. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Trump is known as the moon child. So this is our moon coming up tomorrow. It is full at 6:48 p.m. Eastern, where Michael is then. It will be 3:48 p.m. when the moon is full. It is the wolf moon, but it's also called the ice moon, or even the moon after Yule. Coming up next, that we just saw in Sharky's Machine, all about Valentine's Day, we do have an Olympics and a Super Bowl that will be taking place simultaneously for the first time ever, they're bragging. And we have a snow full moon on February 16th during this time, just 3 days after the Super Bowl, 2 days after Valentine's Day. And of course, Sharky's Machine, all about Valentine's Day. And it says February may be the perfect time for despair. So it's named the snow full moon. Other nicknames that are equally dark and icy. It is also known as the storm moon. Storm's coming. It's also known as the hunger moon. Now, I noticed a lot of "we're hungry" references with the Georgia Bulldogs and so forth. And they were going like, yeah, we like that. Hunger. We like that, the way he said that. Hunger. They're hungry. And of course, hungry like the wolf. That's what wolves are. They're hungry. But the snow full moon in February is also known as the hunger moon. So you got the wolf full moon, hungry like the wolf. You got the snow full moon. And so you're always backing it up basically a day. It goes from the 17th now down to the 16th. But thanks to the very short 28 days of February, the worm moon is March 18th. Just as the spring equinox dawns, so too does the worm moon. The full moon in March will occur on Friday, March 18th. That's on a Friday now. We've got a Monday full moon with a wolf. You've got a Wednesday full moon, and a halftime show Illuminati performer of the Illuminati halftime show at the Super Bowl last year was named The Weeknd. And his birthday is on this snow full moon, just after the following Super Bowl. But to get back on point, this next worm moon is, so you go from Monday to Wednesday, and now a Friday full moon, where Jesus did die on a Friday, as I think, as we understand it. So that's one to look at, I guess. It's 318. The 666 Bible verse is 1318. And the spring equinox is on March 20th this year. So it's just 2 days, a little less than 2 days after this full moon. Next, you get the pink full moon. So now you were on the 18th. Now you're going to back it up a day. Well, it's actually back it up 2 days. It's usually 1 or 2 days max that it'll back up. Sometimes it stays on the same day. So same day, 1 day, or 2 days max, depending on the moon that month, the moon cycle that month, and depending on the, is there 30 or 31 days in the calendar. So next pink full moon is on a Saturday for Barren Saturday. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. The worm moon is also known as crow moon, crust moon, sap moon, sugar moon, Lenten moon. Now let's get back to the pink moon on April 16th. It's also known as the sprouting grass moon, egg moon, and fish moon. It is called, again, the pink full moon. It's on Barren Saturday. It's on a Saturday. Now we're going to get to the flower full moon, the one I'm really big on for being Trump's offing time frame. Because I just remembered by reading through these, it is a total lunar eclipse, and Trump was born on a total lunar eclipse, and it's 2 days after the anniversary of Israel. I think it's a 74-year anniversary. Donald Trump to attend Israel's 74-year anniversary. Israel's 74th year anniversary celebration. Israel celebrates 74 years. So nothing is in the news right now, according to Google. But it's a total lunar eclipse, the same one Trump was born under. It's also called the corn planting moon and the milk moon. It goes full just 14 minutes here in the East after May 15th. It's 12:14 a.m. May 16th. So over in Israel, it goes full on the 15th. So that's big. That's so close to their May 14th celebration. Next up, and I'll stop here on this one. Well, we'll go through the buck, I guess. You have a strawberry moon on Trump's birthday, and it's a super moon. So you go from a flower moon that Trump was born under, a lunar eclipse. Let me rephrase that. You go from the May 16th total lunar eclipse, which Trump was born on a total lunar eclipse. So you go from the flower moon total lunar eclipse of Trump to the next full moon being on Trump's actual birthday of June 14th, and it is a super moon. It's also called the mead moon and the honeymoon. And we'll finish up with the buck moon, since it's the rabbit. And the following year is the year of the rabbit. It's on July 13th. Now, when you go to my wedding day, my original wedding day, 3 times 12 times 1983, you get 71388. You do get the 713. 88 doesn't mean necessarily a thing. You also get 2 for Earl, and then 37 for Earl's first 2 digits. And of course, Michael and Jamie can tell you there's a 237 in my cell number. A 2237. Got the 22, which is, anyway, you got it's also called the Thunder Moon, Hay Moon, Mead Moon, Rose Moon. And it's 5:08 a.m. Eastern. And the buck is known as the deer, the buck. Its antlers fall off and regenerate. And it was the deer, the buck that was on top of Skyfall in the James Bond movie Skyfall. It is also relates to the buck rabbit, and the year of the rabbit is in 2023. But of course, all these I'm going over with you now are in the year of the tiger, except for the wolf full moon, not quite yet the year of the tiger. Last full moon before the year of the tiger. Do y'all want to do Stairway to Heaven lyrics real quick? After Mike texted me that, he had also sent an email. It says Trump introduced at Arizona rally by walkout song for WWE wrestler, The Undertaker. What song does The Undertaker come out to? Theme song called Rest in Peace. Rest in peace. Comes another copyright strike, I'm sure.
With Kroger's delivery savings.
Kroger.
I may have heard a crime.
So double commercial. Got it. Thank you so much. Trump came out to that. You turn it down a little bit. I don't know if my microphone. I just amused myself. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Y'all know I got a little, y'all know I'm a little crazy. That was fun. So okay, so he came out to that. Trump was introduced at his Arizona rally with walkout song to WWE wrestler The Undertaker. And the name of the song is Rest in Peace. Folks, that's hilarious. Anyway, thank you, Michael, for that. So there's a lady who's sure that all that glitters is gold and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word, she can get what she came for. She's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall. She wants to be sure because you know sometimes words have two meanings. Well, of course, in their world, words have everything's got double meanings. It was said that Bernie Taupin and Elton John wrote their songs in which language? And it's WITCH. In which language? the article used to come up. But of course, they might have put all of that back now. If y'all been with me forever, and most of y'all have not, when I went through the Elton John movie, exposing that he came out, movie about Elton John.
Rocket Man. According to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, named after one of Elton John's songs, Rocket Man premiered in 2019. The biopic is a fantasy-engraved tribute to John's personal life and career. The musical film is unlike most biographical flicks.
Donald John Trump, Elton John. Of course, they played Rocket Man last night at Trump's picnic. And Elton John, Rocket Man, Fallen Angel, Wings. So early in the movie, Elton's pops out wearing that. I mean, devil horns, Fallen Angel Wings. And of course, they played Rocket Man last night. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. I guess I'm going to watch those movies next. Go ahead and watch Songbird and I Am Legend. I guess I'll watch those tonight. Movies I've never watched before. You know, there's a feeling I get when I look to the west and my spirit is crying for leaving. East of Eden. So if you look back to the west, you're looking back at the garden. In my thoughts, I've seen rings of smoke through the trees and the voices of those who stand looking. And when it's whispered that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason. I'm assuming the piper is Satan or the Antichrist. And a new day has dawned for those who stand alone. The forest will echo of laughter. Now the forest, the tree god, the tree goddess, that's all about grove worship. And that's the big Mother Nature tells, is the forest. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. So if things start getting a little stormy, you know, I'm picturing bushes getting blown down. A bustle was a clothing frame worn on the body under the dress or the skirt of the May Queen. Perhaps she was cleaning out her wardrobe in the spring and threw it out of the window into the hedgerow. Or another possibility is she was having an outdoor tryst with an abandon her bustle in nearby bushes. This is nearly all guesswork, and 1969 Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, heavy metal, skillful merely. That is, the fairies are tidying up, cleaning away the past year's rubbish. Rubbish is what I was more thinking about. Bustle definition. Move in energetic or noisy manner, excited activity, movement. Well, that goes more towards what the other one said about the fairies doing the cleaning, tidying up. A bustle is a movement of some sort, and a hedgerow is a row of hedges. So mystery. So no mystery there. It's potentially enigmatic line. It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Who is the May Queen? Well, that would be Lucifer, of course, the goddess. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. So that's the free will choice, you know, that you might not be on the right path yet. But of course, when the piper comes calling at the abomination of desolation, all goats will end up being on their proper path of destruction. Your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Well, there you go again with the piper. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? Winds of change. And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? And as we wind down the road, our shadows taller than our soul. There walks a lady. Well, who is that? Lucy, for a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last. You know what I might do tonight? I might do Lucy. I might watch the movie Lucy and redo it for y'all. At least start it this week, finish it next week. So be looking and telling truth 3. Yikes. I uploaded a lot last night, so they'll stop me. You're only allowed 24 uploads. So don't forget TS Sports Only. You'll see the uploads at Telling Truth 3, my backup channel, or TS Sports Only. I forgot to show you all this, that I live on The Shining. I live on the Titanic. This building I live in was built in the 20s. Well, now they got their Valentine's decorations out. They always decorate. And just makes me want to vomit. But we live in Babylon. I mean, Daniel thrived in their pagan world. So here's your Titanic that I live on. This is second floor mezzanine. And it's also The Shining. It's kind of both movies fused into one where I live. So, but I don't get creeped out. I can walk around at 3 a.m., go down to the basement, lights out, because I used to couldn't do stuff like that. I get a little spooked. And now, ever since the Holy Spirit really came into my life, I can go anywhere. I can walk through a graveyard at 3 a.m. with 50-mile-an-hour wind with a full moon and hear wolves howling in the distance, and it wouldn't bother me a bit. Wolves might scare me. But yeah, I just don't get creeped out anymore. And that's just a gift. That's all. So TS Sports Only's got 15 subs. I would up that. I would crank that up. This is usually where I put my fake football stuff, but we put, you know, the darkened right eye.
No.
See how that he's got eye black on there? That's dark black makeup. Christian Bale was in his mid-20s. All those wrinkles are not his eye. I believe that was Trump's eye superseded into this shot with the black. And I've shown you the pictures before, of course, with Trump posing with Christian Bale. Bale on Christianity. You know, if I ever get bored, I should just go through every one of these videos, every one of these photos I have in my Trump and just explain each one of them. That'd be like a 2-hour video. But so I'm going to assume it was his eye in the cowl and not his eye. That's Dark Knight Rises. So that's a very even, you know, it's 4 years older Christian Bale, but the Dark Knight that y'all just saw with the blackened eye, he was in his young 20s then. Christian Bale, Wikipedia. So he's born in 74. I'm sorry, he was 33. But that still are not the eyes of a 33-year-old with all those wrinkles. Just don't buy it. Don't buy it a bit. So, yeah. Get rid of that. Thank you, Michael, for that. And of course, my friend Myra. I am going to check out Solid Lion's video. He messages me a lot. He said he's got one called Sealed for Tribulation, Revelation 2022. I don't think we agree a lot on biblical doctrine, but he's learning a lot of stuff. He asked me questions the other day. He understood everything that I explained to him. So I'm gonna go back through and watch this video and see what it's all about. And make sure we've gotten everything. So yeah, I want to go ahead and do Lucy tonight. And so start looking for the uploads at Telling Truth 3. We're going to explain how that movie Lucy is. Basically what I'm doing is redoing a lot of my Trump Antichrist series. So Lucy was one of them. Sharky's Machine was one of them, even though it wasn't in the title, so I could never find it. Did I put Sharky's Machine overview in the title of this last video? It does. It's got Sharky's Machine. So if I keyed in, I think I misspelled it. Sharky's Machine, IMDb. Yeah, there's no E. So let's get rid of that. Maybe I should put it up front. I did put the Life of Pi in there. So let's get rid of the E. Let's put Sharky's Machine at the front so I could find it. Semicolon, Michael's comments, insights. Okay. There we go. So you see the title. It won't work from a cell phone. So I keyed in Sharky's and it didn't even pop up in the search. It'll usually do you much better than that. And we might have to assume, let's give it 24 hours. Notice down in the description, it says Sharky's Machine overview. So I'll put it down in the tags also. I'll put it in the commentary. Sharky's Machine. I'll put it down in the tags. Okay. So all that's saved. Now if I go back up and search it, I'm going to assume it's 20. It'll take 24 hours for it to load up. Michael said 19 minutes ago, on the same day of the flower full moon on May 16th, there is a total lunar eclipse. Yes, indeed, doing that video as we speak. LOL. Yep. So yep. All right, that's it, everybody. Love you very much. And I think I'm going to entertain myself with the movie Lucy, which stands for Lucifer. It shows her in the computer, in the technology. I use that movie big time in my, I've basically already done this overview in my AI is the Ghost in the Machine, Mark of the Beast playlist. There is one titled Lucifer, the Ghost in the Machine, and you see Lucy. It's a 33-minute, 44-second. Well, it'll be 3:43 when you start it. All right. And I take you through the movie. I guess I'm doing a little iron and clay and going over that. Now we're going to get into the movie Lucy. And it's the black goo, and it's all in the computer. Lucy stands for Lucifer. She ends up inside the technology. And then, and of course, it's Morgan Freeman. Of course, it's Morgan Freeman. Of course, it's Morgan Freeman. And then she says, I am everywhere. And they watched her disappear into the technology and turned into the black goo. I mean, it is the doggonedest movie you've ever seen. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might watch another movie. I might watch Limitless. She's going through time, you know, their fake evolution. It's now these clips you can get off YouTube. That's where I got these from. Now she's 100%. She said now she's disappeared. Clothes are gone. Clothes are on the floor. The black goo arm comes out and hands Morgan Freeman a what do you call it? A thumb drive. It's a heck of a movie, man. I mean, if you're looking for action and drama, and of course, she's got that superhero power because she whoops anybody's rear end, and it's not even close, which again is what all humans will be. She tears this guy to living shreds. Well, you know, your little Aunt Betsy will tear you to shreds if you're in the house. That's why Jesus said, flee, go to the mountains. I forget exactly what he said, but he told them to flee Judea. Don't even go inside your house to pick up a garment. He said, get, because it's going to be a bloodbath. All goats are going to become like the girl in The Exorcist or like Lucy in the movie Lucy. Absolute positive superheroes. Absolute positive. Rip your lungs out, rip your head off. The Ghost in the Machine for the Mark of the Beast. Boy, the wind is really blowing outside. Lucy, Wikipedia. Whoops, didn't say movie. There it is, 2014 film. Saw it with my son when I visited him in New Orleans. He was in Baton Rouge, so I met him halfway. Well, not halfway. He had to drive an hour or 2 hours. I drove 10 hours. So it was released on July 25th in Los Estados Unidos. It's 90 minutes, very short movie. Scarlett Johansson, Morgan Freeman. Okay. Lucy, IMDb. Let's look at the URL. You got the 2872, which is the second marriage number, 3 digits out. So the 88 or the 872 represent that second marriage for Candy. And so can you get a copyright strike for playing a trailer? You'd think they'd want the trailer played, wouldn't you?
This cost could come back at any time.
Yes, this is an ad. So I wonder what movie this is, because you know it's full of symbolism. It's about us. Anytime you see a hatchet chopping something up, that's pretty much us.
What did you do to my stomach?
So they implanted a lot of drugs in her. She's going to be a drug carrier.
What's going on?
She's going to be a drug smuggler, and the drugs burst in her body, kind of like the movie Limitless.
You merely slipped a little package into your lower tummy.
Commentary, fair use, I'm telling you
You're going
now.
to transport something very special to us.
Let's look at that one more
Very
time.
special to us. Into your lower tummy. And you're going to transport something very special.
March 10th, 1988. March 10th. I guess we got to look for that one. So there's 1988 again. Don't you just have to love it? I mean, got August 25th, August 24th, March 10th.
Special to us.
It's kind of like the mark of the beast sort of happening to you, isn't it? And I guess we're the bad guys in the movie. So they beat her and the bag burst, so the drugs released in her body, giving her these superpowers. She's up on the ceiling right now, if y'all are catching that. There it is. Look at her eye. She's serpent now. This is about the mark of the beast, straight up. There's your changing of the DNA, folks. It ain't from getting it. It's from when they enter into you. They're in the technology right now. So it won't be, I think that'll be how it'll be passed through. Uh-oh. I guess that's us. The suckers. Whoops. Don't think that pretty much won't be what it'll be like. That's why Jesus said, flee, get out. So you tell me how long Jesus has to come. Like 3 months later? No, they'll be killing sheep so quickly. It'll be hours, days, weeks at the most later.
Hey!
I already did that 37, next 37 progression.
Speak English?
No.
Commentary, fair use, commentary.
Speak English?
Yes.
Take me to the hospital now.
Commentary, fair use, commentary for educational purposes.
Somebody put a bag of drugs inside me. I need you to take it out. It's leaking.
Commentary, fair use, commentary for educational purposes.
Estimated most human beings only use 10% of the brain's.
So it's that whole thing again. See, when the entity enters inside of you, Venom, the movie Venom, not the sequel. Same. Now you'll be using 100% of your body. when the fallen ones enter.
Capacity. Imagine if we could access 100%.
Oh, they've been floating that whole story to us. Well, you only use so much of your brain. Okay.
Interesting things begin to.
You do.
Yes.
Professor Norman, my name's Lucy. I just read all your research.
Now, of course, she's able to go into the computer, just like who? The girl with the dragon tattoo is also amazing in the computer. That's her superpower. The girl with the dragon tattoo. She's got the dragon on her back, and she's great with the laptop. Types just that fast. Daniel Craig's 007, after the right eye wound, has sex with her, which is like the joining the mother and child reunion. Sound a little incestual or whatever. That's their world.
On the human brain. It's a little rudimentary, but you're on the right track.
Thank you.
I have access to 28% of my cerebral capacity.
Listen to that wind, y'all. Florida never gets cold weather, but we just had a, well, it's not cold yet, but it's super windy. The cold, we actually get upper 30s coming to us. Oh, or low 40s. Super low
I can
40s.
feel every living thing.
When did you start writing Chinese?
She can do it all. Anything you can do in a computer, she does it. But they sell it as, oh, you know, using all of your brain.
An hour ago.
What happens when she reaches 100%?
I don't think I'm going to watch this movie tonight.
I have no idea.
Here's the archway, the Arch of Triumph.
All this knowledge.
All this knowledge.
You can unlock
See, Trump's going to have that. Remember when the egghead gets programmed
secrets that go
in iPad Go?
beyond our universe. I'm not even sure that mankind is ready for it.
We're not even sure that mankind's ready for it. Well, I can assure you that God's got an appointed time when mankind will be ready for everything.
It's like all things that make me human are fading away.
Yeah, definitely not into watching this after watching the previews. I mean, I'll watch it again. I got it on 4K, so it's entertaining. Now, it did kind of show that she has the ability, Jamie, to go through time or to understand time, future and past. Lucifer, how sweet. Anyway. And I'm not sure the fallen angels can see the future. I just think they can. I'm not dogmatic about it. We always have to keep our biblical integrity intact. And so any Bible verses, we will look them up for sure. You know what I mean? What else? What else? What else? I don't know what movie I'm going to watch. All right. Love y'all.